Gilmore's themes of friendship and sorrow with just a touch of romance. When two young members of the quiet society of Grover's Corner fall in love and experience the ups and downs of life for a married couple living in the early 1900s. Just as everything is going well, tragedy strikes and gives one of them the opportunity to reflect on what it means to truly live. This beautiful play by Thornton will be sure to touch your hearts as you watch young people navigate their society in the era of American progress, and will be sure to leave something for all of us to take back to our lives in the 21st century. Now please, silence all cell phones and pagers, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
This play is called Our Town. It was written by Thornton, produced and directed by Divya Mithraj, Nicole Kolpakov, and Eric Jensen. In it, you will see Megan Narahari, Imani Sue, Gretchen Fujimura, Malini Ganguly, and Jasmine Guliani, Lincoln Bay, Sushret Nina, and Saikarthik Sivkumar, among many others. The name of this town is Grover's Corners, New Hampshire. Just across the Massachusetts line, latitude 42 degrees 40 minutes, longitude 70 degrees 37 minutes. First act shows a day in our town. The date, May 7th, 1901. The time is just before dawn. The sky is beginning to show some streaks of light over in the east there behind our mountain. The morning star always shines wonderful bright the minute before it has to go. Doesn't it? Well, I'd better show you how our town lies. Up here is Main Street. Over there is the railway station. The tracks go that way. Polish towns across the tracks, along with some Canuck families. The Congregational church is over there. Presbyterians across the street. Methodist and Unitarian are over there. Baptist is down in the hollow by the river. Catholic church is over beyond the tracks. Here is our town hall and post office combined. Jail's in the basement. Ryan once made a speech from these very steps here. Along here, row of stores, horse blocks and hitching posts combined. First automobiles come along in about 5 years, belonging to Banker Cartwright, our richest citizen. Lives in a big white house up on the hill. And here, the grocery store. And here's Mr. Morgan's drugstore. Most every citizen manages to check into those two stores once a day. Public school's over yonder. High school's still farther over. 9:15 mornings, noon times, and 3 o'clock afternoons. The whole town can hear the yelling and the screaming from those schoolyards. And here's our doctor's house, Doc Gibbs. This is the back door. There's some scenery for those who think they have to have scenery. This is Miss Gibbs' garden. Corn, peas, beans, hollyhock, heliotrope, and a lot of burdock. In those days, our newspaper used to come out twice a week, the Grover's Corners Sentinel. And this is Editor Webb's house. And this is Miss Webb's garden, just like Miss Gibbs. Though it's got a lot of sunflowers too. Right here, a big butternut tree. Nice town. Know what I mean? Nobody very remarkable ever came out of it, as far as we know. The earliest tombstones in the cemetery say 1670 to 1680. The Grovers, Cartwrights, Gibbses, and Percys. Same names as around here now. Well, as I said, it's about dawn. The only lights on in town are in a cottage over by the tracks, where the Polish mothers just had twins. And in the Joe Crow house, where Joe Jr.'s delivering newspaper. And in the depot, where Shorty Hawkins is getting ready to flag the 545 to Boston. Naturally, out in the country, they've been lights on for some time, what with the milkings and so going on. But townspeople sleep late. So new hospital is named after him. Miss Gibbs died first. Long time ago, in fact. She went out to visit her daughter, Rebecca, who married an insurance man, Canton, Ohio. Died there. Pneumonia. But her body was brought back here. She's up in the cemetery now with a whole mess of Gibbses and Herseys. She was Julia Hersey before she married Doc Gibbs in the Congregational Church over there. In our town, we like to know the facts about everybody. There's Doc Gibbs coming down Main Street. Got that call at 1:30 this morning. And here's Miss Webb, coming downstairs to get breakfast. There's Joe Crow Jr., delivered Mr. Webb's sentiment.
Good morning, Doc Gibbs.
Good morning, Joe.
Somebody get sick, though?
No, just a pair of twins over in Polish town.
Would you like your paper now?
Yes, I'll take it. Anything serious going on in the world since last Wednesday?
Yes, sir. My school teacher, Miss Foster, getting married to a fellow over Congo.
I declare. How do your boys feel about that?
Well, it's not my business, sir, but I feel that if a person loves a teacher, she ought to stay with him.
How's your knee, Joe?
It's fine, sir. I never think about it much at all. Only, like you said, it does always tell me when it's going to rain.
What's it telling you today? That it rain?
No, sir.
Sure?
Yes, sir.
You ever make a mistake?
No, sir.
I want to tell you something about that boy Joe Crow there. Joe was awful bright. Graduated high school, head of his class. Got a scholarship to Massachusetts Tech. Graduated head of his class there too. It's all wrote up in the Boston paper at the time. Gonna be a great engineer, Joe was. But then the war broke out. He died in France. All that education for nothing.
Come on, Bessie, what's the matter with you today?
And here comes Howie Newsom, delivering the milk.
Morning, Doc.
Morning, Howie.
Somebody sick?
No, just a pair of twins over at Miss Gorwalski's.
Twins, and this town's getting bigger every year.
Gonna rain, Howie?
No, come on, Daddy. Go over there. Come on, Bessie.
Hello, Bessie. How old is she, Howie?
Going on 17. Been all mixed up about the route ever since the Lockhart stopped drinking their report of milk every day. Wants to leave one just the same. Keeps scolding me the whole trip.
Good morning, Howie.
Morning, Mrs. Gibbs. How much do you want today?
I think 3 is good.
Okay.
Children, time to get up. George, Rebecca, everything all right, Frank?
Yes, I declare. Easiest kid.
Well, sit down and drink your coffee. You can catch a couple hours sleep this morning, can't you?
Miss Wentworth's coming over tonight at 11. Guess I know what it's about, too. Her stomach ain't what it ought to be.
All told, you won't get more than 3 hours of sleep. Frank Gibbs, I don't know what's going to become of you. I do wish you could get some rest. I believe it would do you some good.
Emily, time to get up. Wally, 7 o'clock.
And I declare, you've got to speak to George. Seems like something's come over him lately. I can't even get him to chop me some wood.
Is he sassy to you?
No, he just whines. Baseball, baseball, baseball. George!
George, look sharp. Yes, Pa. Don't you hear your mother calling for you? I guess I'll go upstairs and get 40 winks.
Emily, Wally, you'll be late for school. Wally, you wash yourself good or I'll come up and do it myself.
Mom, what dress should I wear? Shh, your father's been out all night and needs his rest. I washed and ironed that blue gingham for you special.
Ma, I hate that dress.
Oh, hush up with you.
Every day I go to school dressed like a sick turkey.
Now, Rebecca, you always look very nice.
Mama, George was going so badly.
All right, I'll come up and slap the both of you. That's what I'll do.
We've got a factory in town, too. Here, makes blankets. Cartwrights on it, from a fortune.
Children, now I won't have it. Breakfast is just as good as any other meal, and I won't have you going like gold. It'll stunt your growth, that's a fact. And put away your book, Wally.
Ma, by 10 o'clock I gotta know all about Canada.
You know the rules well as I do. The book's at the table. As for me, I'd rather have my children healthy than bright.
Oh, Mama, I'm both. You know I am. I'm the brightest girl in school for my age, and I have a wonderful memory.
Eat your breakfast.
I'm ready too. I'm stamped to my chin. I'll speak to your father about it when he's rested. Seems like 25 cents a week's enough for a boy your age. I declare I don't know how you spend it all.
Oh, Mom, got a lot of things to buy.
Strawberry phosphates. That's what you spend it
I
on.
don't see how Rebecca comes to have so much money. She has more than $1.
I've been saving up gradual.
Well, dear, I think it's a good idea to spend some money every now and then.
Mama, do you know what I love most in the world? Do you? Money.
Oh, eat your breakfast.
Mama, there's Prince Meadow. Gotta hurry.
I don't want it anymore.
Gotta hurry.
Walk fast, but you don't have to run. Stand up straight, Emily. Pull up your pants at the knee, Wally.
Now you said Miss Foster my best congratulations. You can remember that, can't you?
Yes, Mom.
Rebecca, you look real nice. Now pick up your feet.
Go, go. Goodbye.
Here, tick, 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 tick. Here, tick, 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 tick. No, fight, fight, fight. That's all you do. Here, tick, 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 tick. You don't belong to me. Where'd you come from? Oh, hello, Myrtle. How's your cold?
Well, I still get that tickling feeling in my throat. I told Charles I don't know if I go to choir practice tonight. Would it be any use?
Have you tried singing over your voice?
Yes, but somehow I can't do that and stay on key. While I'm resting myself, I thought I'd strain some of these beans.
Oh, well, I'll come help you. Beans have been quite good this year.
I've decided to put up 40 quarts if it kills me. The children say they hate them, but I've noticed that they're able to get them down all winter.
Now, Myrtle, I've got to tell you something because if I don't tell somebody, I'm going to burst.
Why? Julia Gibbs.
Oh, hand me some more of those beans. Myrtle, did any of those second-hand furniture men from Boston call upon you last Friday?
No.
Well, he called on me. At first, I thought he was impatient when I see Dr. Gibbs, and he wormed his way into my parlor. And Myrtle lad, he offered me $350 for my grandmother Wentworth's highboy as I'm sitting here.
Why, Julia Gibbs?
I know, that old thing. I was so big I was giving it to Cousin Hester Wilcox.
Well, you are going to take it, aren't you?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know? $350? What's come over you?
Well, if I could use some money to take the dock someplace, I'd sell it just like that. You know, Myrtle, it's been my life's goal and dream to see Paris, France. Oh, I don't know, it sounds crazy, I suppose, but I've always told myself if we ever had the chance.
How does the doctor feel about it?
Well, I did beat the bush a little and told him that if he got that legacy, well, I'd make him take me somewhere.
What did he say?
Oh, you know the doctor. I haven't heard a serious word out of him since I've known him. No, I'm not discontented enough with the girls going to go traipsing around Europe, he says. Every 2 years he goes for a field trip to the Civil War, to the battlefields of the Civil War, and he says that's enough treat for anybody.
Well, Mr. Webb just admires the way Dr. Gibbs knows everything about the Civil War. Mr. Webb's a good mind to give up Napoleon and move over to the Civil War. Only Dr. Gibbs, being one of the greatest experts in the country, just makes him despair.
It's a fact. Dr. Gibbs is never so happy as he is when he's at Antietam or Gettysburg. But the times I've walked over those hills, Myrtle, stopping and looking at every bush like you were going to buy it.
Well, if that second-hand man's really serious about buying it, Julia, you sell it, and then you get to see Paris already. Just keep dropping hints from time to time. That's how I got to see the Atlantic Ocean, you know.
Oh, I'm sorry I even mentioned it. It seems like to me that just once in your life, you should go to a country where they don't speak English. I don't even want to.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you very much. We'll skip a few hours. But first, we want a little more information about our town. Kind of a scientific account, you might say. So I've asked Professor Willard of our state university to sketch in a few details of our past history here. Is Professor Willard here? May I introduce Professor Willard of our state university? A few brief notes. Thank you, Professor. Unfortunately, our time is limited.
Oh yes, Grover's Corners. Grover's Corners. Let me see. Grover's Corners lies in the Pleistocene granite of the Appalachian Range. It's some of the oldest land in the world. We're very proud of that. A shelf of Devonian basalt crosses it, precedes the Mesozoic shale. There are some sandstone outcroppings left over recent 300 million years ago. Some highly interesting fossils have been found. Unique fossils. 2 miles from town, you can see last Petcam's cow pasture. They can be seen at the museum or university at any time. That is, at any reasonable time. Shall I read Professor Gruber's notes on the meteorological situation, wind precipitation, etc.?
Afraid we won't have time for that, Professor. We might have a few notes on the history of man here.
Oh yes, anthropological data. Let me see. Early Amerindian stock, Cotahatchee tribes, no evidence for the 10th century of this era. Migration in the late 17th century, the English practice the UN stock. Since then, some Slav Mediterranean.
And the population, Professor.
Oh yes. Population is 2,640.
Hold on a moment.
Oh yes, the population at the moment is 2,642. The postal district is in 577 more, making a total of 3,149. Mortality and birth rate is constant by McPherson's gauge 6.032.
Thank you very much, Professor. I'm sure we're all very much obliged to you.
Not at all, sir. Not at all.
This way. Thank you again, Professor. Now, for the political and social report. Editor Webb. Oh, Editor Webb.
He'll be here in a minute. He just cut his hand while eating an apple.
Thank you, Miss Webb.
Charles, everybody's waiting.
Mr. Webb is publisher and editor of the Grover's Corner Sentinel. That's our local newspaper, you know.
Yes, well, I don't have to tell you that we're run by a board of select men. All males vote at the age of 21. Women vote indirect. We're lower middle class, with a sprinkling of professional men and 10% illiterate laborers. Politically, we're 86% Republicans, 6% Democrats, 4% Socialists, and the rest indifferent. Religiously, we're 85% Protestants, 12% Catholics, and the rest indifferent.
Have you any comments, Mr. Webb?
Yes, well, very ordinary town if you ask me. A little better behaved than most, probably a lot duller too. But our young people here seem to like it well enough. 90% of them, after graduating high school, choose to settle down right here to live, even when they've been away to college.
Now, is there anyone in the audience who would like to ask Mr. Webb anything about our town?
Is there much drinking in Grover's Corners?
Well, ma'am, I don't know what you'd call much. Saturday nights, the farm hands all gather down at Ellery Greenos stables and all holler some. We've got one or two town drunks, but they're always having remorses every time an evangelist comes to town. No, ma'am, I'd say liquor ain't a regular thing in the home here, except in the medicine chest. Right good for a snake bite, you know, always was.
Is there no one in this town aware?
Come forward now, will you, where we can all hear you.
Is there no one in this town aware of social injustice and industrial inequality?
Of course, everybody is. Something terrible. It seems that all they talk about is who's rich and who's poor.
Well, then why don't they do something about it?
Well, I don't know. I guess we're all hunting like everybody else to find a way for the diligent and sensible to rise to the top, and for the lazy and quarrelsome to sink to the bottom. In the meanwhile, we do all we can to help those that can't help themselves, and those that can, we leave alone. Are there any other questions?
Oh, Mr. Webb, is there any love or culture or beauty in Grover's Corners?
Well, ma'am, there ain't much, not in the sense you mean. Come to think of it, there's some girls that play piano at the high school commencement, but they ain't happy about it. No, ma'am, we ain't got much culture, but maybe this is the place to tell you we've got a lot of pleasures of a kind here. Yes, we like the sun coming up over the mountains in the morning. And we all notice a good deal about the birds. We pay a lot of attention to those. And the change of the seasons, everybody knows about them. But those other things, no ma'am, you're right. There ain't much. Robinson Crusoe and the Bible and Handel's Largo, we all know about those. And Whistler's Mother. But that's just about as far as we go.
So I thought. Thank you, Mr. Webb.
Thank you, Mr. Webb. Now, we'll go back to the town. It's early afternoon. All 2,642 have had their dinners, and the dishes have been washed. There's an early afternoon column in our town. A buzzing and a humming from the school buildings. Only a few buggies on Main Street. Horses dozing at the kitchen posts. You don't remember what it's like. There's Doc Gibbs in his office, tapping people and making them say, aw. There's Editor Webb cutting his lawn. One man in 10 thinks it's a privilege to push his own lawn mower. No, sir. It's later than I thought. There are children coming home from school already.
I can't, Louis. I'm going to go home and help my mother. I promised.
Emily, walk simply. Who do you think you are today?
Oh, Papa, you're terrible. One minute you tell me to stand up straight, and the next minute you're calling me names. I just won't listen to you.
Golly, I never got a kiss from such a great lady before.
Excuse me, Mrs. Forrest.
Go out and play in the fields, young man. You've got no business playing baseball on Main Street.
Awfully sorry, Mrs. Forrest. Hello, Emily.
Hello, George.
You made a fine speech in class.
Thank you. Well, I was really ready to talk about the Meadow doctrine. Then at the last minute, Miss Clifford made me switch to Louisiana Purchase instead. I worked an awful long time on both of them.
Gee, it's funny, Emily. From my window up there, I can just see your head. Nights when you're working on your homework in your room.
Why can you?
You certainly do stick to it. I don't see how you can sit still for so long. I guess you like sport.
Well, I always feel it's something you have to go through.
Yeah.
I don't mind it really. It passes the time.
Yeah. Emily, what do you think? We might work out some kind of telegraph from your window to mine, and then once in a while give you a kind of hint or two about one of those algebra problems. I don't mean the answers, of course. Just,
Oh, I think hints are allowed, George. So, if you get stuck, just whistle to me, and I'll give you some hints.
Emily, you're just naturally bright, I guess.
Well, I figure it's just the way a person's born.
Yeah, well, see, when I grow up, I want to be a farmer, and my Uncle Luke says whenever I'm ready, I can come over and work on his farm, and if I'm any good, I can just gradually have it.
You mean the house and everything?
Yeah, well, thanks, Emily. I better be getting out to the baseball field. Good afternoon, Mother Webb.
Good afternoon, George. Emily, come and help me skin these beans for the winter. Well, George Gibbs let himself have a real conversation, didn't he? He's growing up. How old would George be? I don't know. Let's see. He must be almost 16?
Mama, I made a speech in class today. I was very good.
You must have cited to your father at supper. What was it about?
The Louisiana Purchase. It was like silk off of school. I'm going to make speeches all my life. Mama, are these big enough?
Try to get them a little bigger if you can.
Mama, will you answer me a question? Serious?
Seriously, dear. Not serious.
Mama, seriously, will you?
Of course I will.
Mama, am I good looking?
Well, yes, of course you are. All my children have got good features. I'd be ashamed if they hadn't.
Oh, Mama, that's not what I mean. What I mean is, am I pretty?
I've already told you, yes. Now, that's enough of that. You have a nice, young, pretty face. I've never heard of such foolishness.
Oh, Mama, you never tell us the truth about anything.
I am telling the truth.
Mama, were you pretty?
Well, yes, I was, if I do say it. I was the prettiest girl in town next to Mamie Cartwright.
But, Mama, you've got to say something about me. Am I pretty enough to get somebody, to get anybody to be interested in me?
Emily, you make me tired. Now stop it. You're pretty enough for all normal purposes. Come along now and bring that bowl up here.
Thank you, Mama, you're no help at all. Thank you very much. We want a little more information about her. I think this is a good time to tell you that the Cartwright interests have just begun building a new bank in Grover's Corners. Had to go to Vermont for marbles, I would say. They've asked a friend of mine what they should put in the cornerstone for people 1,000 years from now to dig up. Of course, they're putting in a copy of the New York Times and a copy of Mr. Webb's Sentinel. Kind of interested in this because some scientific fellas have found a way to coat all that reading matter with glue, silicon. They'll make it keep 1,000, 2,000 years. We're putting in a Bible, a copy of the Constitution of the United States, and a copy of William Shakespeare's plays. What do you say, Louis? What do you think? names of their kings, copies of wheat contracts, contracts for the sale of slaves. Yet every night, all those families sat down to dinner. Fathers came home from their work, smoke went up the chimney. Same as here. And even in Greece and Rome, all we know about how they really lived is what we can piece together from the joking poems, the comedies they wrote for theater back then. So I'm going to have a copy of this play put into the cornerstone, so people 1,000 years from now will know a few simple facts about us, more than the Treaty of Versailles or the Lindbergh Flight. See what I mean? So, people 1,000 years from now, this is the way we were in the provinces north of New York at the beginning of the 20th century. This is the way we were in our growing up, in our marrying, in our living, and in our dying. Well, a good deal of time's gone by. It's evening. You can hear choir practice going on in the congregational church over there. The children are at home doing their schoolwork. The day is winding down like a tired clock.
Stop! Stop! Guys, music come into the world to give pleasure. Get it out of your heads that music is only good when it's loud. You leave being loud to the Methodists. You couldn't beat them even if you wanted to. I'll do it again.
Emily,
My, isn't the moonlight terrible? I can't work at all.
did you get the third problem?
Which?
The third?
Why, yes, George. That's the easiest of them all.
I don't see it. Emily, can you give me a hint?
I'll tell you one thing. The answer is in yards.
In yards? How do you mean?
In square yards.
Oh, in square yards.
Yes, George, don't you see?
Yes.
In square yards of wallpaper.
Well, oh, thanks, Emily.
You're welcome. My, isn't the moonlight terrible? And choir practice going on? I think if you hold your breath, you can hear the train all the way from Pontica. Hear it?
What do you know?
Well, I guess I better go back and try to get to work.
Good night, Emily. Thanks.
Good night, George.
Now, before I forget, how many of you will be able to come in Tuesday afternoon and sing at Fred Rich's wedding? Show your hands. That'll be fine. We'll do the same music we did for James Robert's wedding last month. Now we'll do Art Del Berry, Art Del Language. Question, ladies and gentlemen. Make it work. Ready?
Oh, George, can you come down a moment?
Yes, Pa.
Make yourself comfortable, George. I'll only keep you for a minute. How old are you?
I'm 16, almost 17.
And what do you plan on doing after school's over?
Why, you know, Pa. I want to be a farmer on Uncle Luke's farm.
You'll be willing to, will you? Get up and milk and feed the stock. You'll be willing to hoe and hay all day?
Sure I will. Well, what do you mean?
Well, George, while I was in my office this morning, I heard a funny sound. And what do you think it was? It was your mother chopping wood. There you see your mother getting up early, cooking meals all day long, washing and ironing, and still she has to go out into the backyard and chop wood. I suppose she just got tired of asking you. She just gave up and decided it was easier to do it herself. And you put on clothes she keeps nice for you, eat her meals, and run off to play baseball, like she's some hired girl we keep around the house, and we don't like her. Well, I knew all I had to do was bring it up to your attention. The handkerchiefs. George, I've decided to raise your spending money 25 cents a week. Not, of course, for helping your mother chop wood, because that's a present you give her, but because you're getting older, and I imagine you must find lots of things to do with it.
Thanks, Pa.
Let's see. Tomorrow's your payday. You can count on it. Rebecca will feel like she ought to have some more, too. Wonder what could happen to your mother. Choir practice has never run as late as this before.
It's only 8:30.
I don't even know why she's in that old choir. She hasn't had any more voice than an old crow. Traipsing around the street at this hour of night. Just about the time to retire, don't you think?
Yes, Pa.
want to say a word about it from those others. And that, well, though, really, it's the worst young that was ever in this town.
What?
Simon Stepson.
Now, Luella.
But Julia, to have the organist of the church drink and drunk year after year. You know he was drunk tonight.
Oh, Luella, we know all about Simon Simpson's trouble, and so does Dr. Ferguson. And if Dr. Ferguson keeps him on the job, well, what the rest of us can do is just choose to ignore it.
Ignore it? But it's getting worse.
No, it isn't, Luella. It's getting better. I've been in that fire twice as long as you have. It doesn't happen anywhere near so often. My, I hate to go to bed on a night like this. I better hurry. Those children will be up till all hours. Good night, Luella.
Can you get home safe, Luella?
It's as bright as day. I can see Mrs. Stone staring out the window now. You'd think we'd been to a dance the way the men will carry on.
Good night. Well, we had a real good time.
You're late enough.
Why, Frank is running later than usual.
You stopping at the corner to gossip with a lot of hens.
Now, don't be so fresh. Come out and smell the heliotrope. So, what did you do all this time while I was away?
Oh, I read as usual. What were the girls talking about tonight?
Oh, well, believe me, there was something to talk about.
Simon Simpson far gone, was he?
Worse, I've never seen him. How would that end, Frank? Dr. Ferguson can't forgive him forever.
I guess I know more about Simon Simpson's affairs than anybody in this town. Some people just ain't made for the small town life. I don't know how that'll end, but there's nothing we can do about it. Just leave it alone. Come on, get in.
No, not just yet. Frank, I'm worried about you.
What are you worried about?
Well, I feel it is my duty to make sure that you get a proper rest. And if I get that legacy, well, I'm going to insist upon it.
Now, Julia, there's no sense in going over that again.
Frank, you're just unreasonable.
Come on, Julia, it's getting late. First thing you know, you'll catch cold. I gave George a piece of my mind tonight. I reckon you'll have your wood chopped for a while anyways. No, start getting upstairs.
Oh dear, there's always so many things to pick up and put away. You know, Mrs. Fairchild always locks her door at night. All those people that part of town do.
They're all getting citified. That's the problem with them. They haven't got anything fit to burgle, and everybody knows it.
Get out, Rebecca. There's only room for one in this window.
Well, let me look just a minute.
Use your own window.
I did, but there's no moon there. George, do you know what I think? Do you? I think maybe the moon's getting nearer and nearer, and there'll be a big explosion.
Rebecca, you don't know anything. The moon, we're getting near. The guys that sit up all night with telescopes would see it first, and they'd tell about it, and it'd be all in the papers.
George, is the moon shining on South America and Canada and half the whole world?
Well, it probably is.
9:30. Most of the lights are out. No, there's Constable Warren trying to view doors on Main Street. And here comes Editor Webb, after putting his newspaper to bed.
Good evening, Bill.
Evening, Mr. Webb.
Quite a mood.
Yep.
All quiet tonight?
Simon Simpson is rolling around a little. Saw his wife out to hunt for him, so I looked the other way. There he is now.
Good evening, Simon. Town seems to have settled down pretty well for the night. Yes, most of the town's settled down pretty well for the night. I guess we better do the same. Might I walk along ways with you? Good night.
I don't know how that's going to end, Mr. Webb.
Well, you seem a peck of trouble, one thing after another. Oh, Bill, if you see my boy smoking cigarettes, just give him a word, will you? He thinks a lot of you.
I don't think he smokes no cigarettes. Leastways, no more than 2 or 3 a year.
Well, I hope not. Good night, Bill.
Good night, Mr. Webb.
Who's that up there? Is that you, Myrtle?
No, it's me, Papa.
Oh, Emily. Why aren't you in bed?
I don't know. I just can't sleep yet. The moonlight is just so wonderful. And the smell of Biscuit's heliotrope, smell it?
Yes. Haven't got any troubles on your mind. Have you, Emily?
Trouble, Papa? No.
Well, enjoy yourself, but don't let your mother catch you. Good night.
Good night, Papa. I never told you about that letter Jane Crowfoot got for a minister when she was sick. He sent her a letter, and the address was like this. It says, Jane Crowfoot, the Crowfoot Farm, Grover's Corners, New Hampshire, United States of America.
What's funny about that?
But listen, it's not finished. The United States of America, continent of North America, the Western Hemisphere, Earth, the solar system, the universe, the mind of God.
What do you know?
And the postman brought it just the same.
What do you know?
That's the end of the first act, friends. You can go smoke now. Those that smoke.